The views and opinions of the following program is not necessarily those of WOKB, staff, and management of Unity Broadcasting.
What up, what up? Orlando, it's the Community Matters program, and I'm here, Dan Smith, and I'm here with my brother from another mother, attorney Sean Smith.
Dan, did I give you permission to do
Yes,
the
you
intro?
did.
No, I did not.
I don't need your permission, dog it.
It's good to be back. The attorney here, Sean Smith, here live on WOKB 1680, your urban empowerment and inspiration station. Daniel Smith was holding it down for me last week while I was burying my father-in-law.
Yes,
May he rest in peace.
In Jamaica.
In Jamaica.
Yeah, we was sorry to hear that, but you were over there for about 3 weeks. So.
It was not 3 weeks.
It was 3 weeks, so
2 weeks.
1 week for the burial, and every other week was the vacation.
No, that was...
Yeah, you was on the Springs. What do you call that? Springs,
no.
Ocho Rios, Rochos.
I was in mourning.
You mourned.
Mm-hmm. In the morning.
But it seemed like they celebrate a little differently over there than they do
Oh,
over
my
here.
goodness, we do.
I mean, the morning is more like a celebration.
Yeah, so a traditional...
wait. Let's set our listeners up first.
Okay, set them up.
What area is this in Jamaica?
Uh-huh.
And then tell us about this.
Yes, so my father-in-law lived in St. Thomas, Jamaica, in an area called Morant Bay, Jamaica, and also he was buried in Port Morant, Jamaica.
Uh-huh.
And for those West Indians who are listening are familiar with a traditional Jamaican funeral. First, you have something called the nine night, or setup.
Nine
night or setup.
Okay.
So on Thursday night, we had a band come out about 9 o'clock. We had some Manish water, some soup, and some chicken, and some festival, and a band came out and played.
So the band came out and played.
Yes.
Steel drums, or what type of band?
No, it was a percussion drums, a drum set, and an organ player, and a singer, and they also had like a little DJ, and we would sing traditional folk songs and kind of like some hymn songs, and that went on till about 1, 2 o'clock in the morning.
So is this like a little, is it rhythmic or is it slow?
Very rhythmic.
So, it is so interesting because in New Orleans, they have that dancing procession.
Yeah.
And I think there's some type of tradition that's traced back to Africa.
Maybe.
That's doing that because you guys are doing it in Jamaica. They do it in other islands, and they do it in this culture, Black American culture.
Yep.
So, our roots are very tied together. So everybody's not, hey, Jamaica, or, West Indies here, or
New Orleans there.
New Orleans, yeah, we're all one.
Yeah,
people. Wow, that's fascinating.
Goes all the way back to Africa. I haven't done the research on it, but I'm sure those more scholarly than I have done some paperwork, written some dissertation on
those traditions, those burial traditions. So then after the 9, so this is 9 nights that stuff happens?
Well, traditionally it's 9 nights after the person dies. You would have the 9 night, but of course we weren't in Jamaica 9 nights after my father-in-law died. So they did have a candlelight service there the 9th night, and it's always at the residence of the person who died. Traditionally they call it dead yard, the person's house who passed away. And so when we went the Thursday before the funeral, we had to set up, and it was a good, everybody turns out from the community, and people travel from across not the pond, but across the seas to come. And so it's a gathering, and traditionally we get together and tell stories and dance to the music and enjoy the fellowship of friends and family.
Wow.
And then the next day was the funeral. Had the funeral, and then of course traditionally after the funeral you have the internment. And so he did that on the Friday, July 29th, and then of course everybody has a repast. So tons of food, tons and tons of food. So if it looks like I've gained weight, That is why.
Looks the same to me.
Everybody grieves differently, so I ate a lot.
Wow. Well, you ate well.
Yes, I did. Yes,
Wow.
we did.
And this was so for those who are Jamaica challenged in certain areas, the part that you were in.
Close to Kingston. So if you know where Kingston is, right?
Kingston.
Yeah, it's about well, the roads are terrible right now. So right now it's about 2 hours from Kingston. But when the roads are good, it's about an hour and a half at the most.
Wow. So I mean, Jamaica was big up in the news.
Yeah, you know, the Jamaican track and field is always primed and on the top. So,
but not only that, but they also had the Emancipation Day.
Oh yeah,
the Independence.
Yes, we did.
Time.
So Jamaica has, and we kind of scheduled it around this time because we knew a lot of family would be in town for the two things in Jamaica. One is emancipation, and the other one is independence. Right. One is emancipation from slavery. We celebrate that, and then the other one,
like Juneteenth.
Yeah.
Our Juneteenth here.
Yes, a little bit, but we didn't have to wait a month or so for that. We celebrate on the day that the enactment went down. So that's Emancipation Day. That's August 1st. And then you have Independence Day, which is similar to July 4th here, where Jamaica got its independence from England, and that's August the 6th, I think it is, August the 6th. And
yeah, it was August 6th because I saw, shout out to Madge. She goes to our church. She famous painter. She had the Jamaican Consulate General. They had a big to do over here in Orlando. And she presented this portrait of the Consulate General, and
and you got to wear your yellow,
colors.
green, and black on that day. 60 years of independence from 1962 to 2022. So
you mean only 60 years?
Only 60 years.
Wow, and we've been free over here. Well, we were separated from 1776.
1776. So
y'all was
we was a little later later than that.
But it's all good.
It's all good in the hood.
Wow. But yeah, Jamaica's been making some noise.
Yeah. And you're going to Jamaica too, aren't you?
Yeah. So are you again.
Going back to Jamaica.
Wow.
Bermuda's starting to get a little envious, so I got to find a trip to Bermuda somewhere.
Yeah. Well, see, your dad's from Jamaica. And your mom's from Bermuda.
Correct. And even though my mother was born in New York.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right. So that's where I got Americanized.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you're really American. You ain't know all them things.
Well, I was born.
Thanks for letting me know.
Yes,
you've been perpetrating a long time.
A long time. But you got some flyers in your hand.
Yes. There's some stuff happening. Popcorn and jokes.
Popcorn and jokes.
Says the clean edition. I guess they had a not clean edition.
Unclean edition. We're not advertising that one today.
Right.
What does it mean, popcorn and jokes? Do you know?
It's popcorn, and they're gonna have some comedians like Rod Z, Ray. What's that? Ray.
Ron Hortman.
Ron Hortman. Okay. Sound like a Jamaican name. The way it's
true.
Yep.
And Shanita Morris, a.k.a. Chocolate.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But why they call it popcorn and jokes, Dan? You haven't answered that question. I don't.
Okay, you're going to eat some popcorn, and they're going to tell some jokes. Right, Glenn? Yes. And this is sponsored by Glenn Allgood Productions.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. He's saying yes.
What's sponsored by Glenn Allgood Productions?
Popcorn and jokes.
Oh, okay. Popcorn and jokes is sponsored by Glenn Allgood.
Been gone too long.
I thought you were talking about this show was sponsored by Glenn Allgood.
No,
you're telling me something I didn't know.
Yeah, popcorn and jokes. Yes.
But Glenn, Dan is not answering the question.
I answered.
Why is it called popcorn and jokes?
It's called Popcorn and Jokes because this guy, comedian Joe Neal from Star 94.5, that's his concept. That's his brand, Popcorn and Jokes. So it's at the Fashion 14 over at Fashion Square, the Cinema 14.
Yeah.
So it's in a movie theater.
There you go.
It's in a movie theater. So you're in a movie theater and you're watching a comedy show. It's great.
Because when I go to a movie theater, I'm going to want to eat popcorn. Thank you, Glenn.
So he cleared
That's
it up.
it. Yeah, Popcorn and Jokes. But this is the clean edition.
We want to make
This
sure
is
we
the clean edition.
We'll make sure we emphasize that.
Shanita Morris is the queen of gospel comedy.
Shanita
all right.
Morris. Well, I gotta go. That
Yeah,
sounds
we
like
gotta
good
check
date
this
night
out.
right there.
Yeah, it's Saturday and
If
Sunday.
my wife is listening, put that on the calendar.
Yeah, we're gonna get a big crew to go.
August 27th. What day is August 27th?
Saturday and Sunday. It says right on top.
August 27th is Saturday, and
and
August 28th is Sunday.
Yep.
We'll
What
go.
time?
We'll go Saturday at 8:00.
Okay, it says 8:00. Where you
Yeah,
see
8 p.m. And the Sunday edition is at 5 p.m.
Yeah.
But remember, it's
That must
clean.
be cleaner
It's
than the Saturday night.
this gonna be it's good
Yeah, this
date
looks
night.
nice.
How much are
Yeah.
the tickets?
Tickets say you get a $10 discount.
Where does it say that? Oh, it right there. Hey, go to
Promo.
popcornandjokes.com.
Right, and they're $20.
20
Okay.
bucks.
Oh,
Oh, that
wow.
ain't nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
big time attorney. You should have sponsored the whole thing.
Man, shut your face. I apologize to our listeners for that. Yeah. I thought Glenn Ogood was sponsoring.
He is. He said he is too.
Okay. You just throwing everybody under the bus.
No, Glenn, he gave me the heads, the nod, up and down, up and down. See, our Facebook listeners, they can see us.
There you go.
Yeah.
Do we have any Facebook listeners?
Yes. There'd be hundreds of people watching us. You need to be careful, man.
Do they watch us live or they watch the
rerun?
The recording.
Some people watch live. Some people watch the recording.
All right.
So,
but listen,
yes,
this is Community Matters.
yes,
Let's
this
get
was happening in the
in
community.
the community.
Yes,
I gotta go.
I know. This looks professional.
Listen, if we don't end up there, it's because our wives had something else scheduled for us. But
okay,
we want to go.
we want to go. We want to go.
Call our wives
We
and let
wanna
them
go.
know
We want to go.
We're gonna even pay $40 for both of us.
Yes.
Popcorn and jokes.
Yeah.
The clean edition.
The clean
Why does it keep mentioning the clean edition?
I guess there's some
The unclean
dirty,
edition.
dirty, unclean edition.
That we don't want to go to that one.
Right. So here's something else that our listeners need to be aware of.
Which is what?
Well, this is something that we've been doing for a while.
What is this?
This program, this show. that-
Community Matters?
It's us on this show. Mm-hmm. Community Matters, yes, it's kind of tied in too. But this is called the Quad Squad.
The Quad Squad.
Yes, the Quad Squad. We've been doing it, so it's like I was saying, Sean, it's time for people to see that we're doing other things in the community, and we talk. This is a Saturday morning show.
A Saturday, like the cartoons.
Yes, that's why it has a cartoon on here.
Yeah.
If you can't see, I'll.
When you
sweep it
say
in.
here, the people who are listening don't know what you're talking about.
That's why I'm showing it. Look on Facebook Live. You can see it.
If you're not on Facebook Live, Daniel Smith is holding up a bookmark
Yes.
that says the Quad Squad, 2 Timothy 2:15, study to show thyself approved unto God.
Yes. There's also a flyer too.
Yeah,
Worse, a flyer.
where the Bible meets current events. How does the Bible meet current events?
And you're on the squad because it has your picture here.
Yes.
Pointing.
Yes.
Yes. And some other friends of ours that's part of it. There's Ivan Austin, business guy. Stacy Bury. She is a
Health professional.
health nurse, RN, registered nurse, professional manager.
Yeah, works for one of the major hospitals here in the
One
Central
of the
Florida.
one of the major, like the major hospital. So you know what that one is.
Right.
And then
And
there's
so
you and I.
where can they watch us? Where can they watch the Quad Squad? What
And
TV
why
station?
yes, let's say where and why.
Yes.
Where would they watch this and why would they watch
They
watch
can
this?
watch it on the Quad Squad YouTube channel.
Yes, the
The
Quad
Quad
Squad.
Squad YouTube channel.
Yes.
On Saturday mornings at 9:00, and then they can of course watch the repeats on the Quad Squad YouTube channel as well.
Yes, they can catch up. We have guests
Yes,
from the community all over the United States, all over the world. We've had someone from England before. And why? Why would someone want to watch this? I'm going to throw that on to
they
you.
would want to watch this program because as it says, the Bible meets current events. So the current events that happen during the week
Yes.
are intertwined with the Bible and how those two come together. So it makes it real. It makes it relevant
Yes,
to the
yes,
things
yes.
that you're seeing in your everyday life. It's like The View meets TBN, or
That's true. That's so true.
Yeah, what's another one of those shows that come out?
Wow,
The
I like
View.
that.
What's another one?
I don't want to say the Wendy Williams show.
No, that one's not on anymore.
No.
Then there's another show called The Talk or something.
The Talk, yes.
Yeah.
Yep, where the talk meets the Bible. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Now, what I'm confused about, you call it the Quad Squad, but you never,
and
you never, but you
Yeah.
never have only 4 people on there.
Well, because the concept started with 4 people.
Uh-huh.
And then it grew with guests.
So it's not the Quad Squad anymore. It's the Quad Squad and guests.
Correct.
So you want to change the name.
And guests. Okay. Yep.
Okay.
I'll do that. Bye. But now people would like to watch it. It's funny. It's catchy. It's current. And the focus is the Bible. And
and it's clean.
You laugh. Yeah, it's clean.
It's clean, since we're making an emphasis on clean today.
And it's 9:00 Saturdays on the Quad Squad YouTube channel. You can find it on Facebook. We got a lot of different people that show it, sponsor it.
But if you
restream it.
want to find it, look at the Quad Squad channel. That's
Yes.
the best place to go find it.
The
Quad Squad
QUAD
Squad
SQUAD
channel. Yes.
CHANNEL.
Yes.
Yes.
Saturday mornings at 9:00.
Saturday mornings. And there's a cartoon attached to it too. So just like back in the day when you watch your cartoons on Saturday morning, you can see the cartoon Saturday morning. Right.
But that's not why you should watch. You shouldn't watch to see the cartoon.
Yeah.
You should watch
like
to get
everybody like the cartoon.
to get an engaged study of the
Yes.
Bible and how it connects to
Current events.
Yes.
Yes.
Talking about current events.
Yes.
The weekend review.
Wow.
The weekend review.
The weekend review.
The weekend review.
The biggest hottest currentness is of all is when the FBI
Is when the FBI
knocked on the door in South Florida in a place called Mar-a-Lago.
Mar-a-Lago. I know somebody who lives in Mar-a-Lago.
And a beautiful compound.
How you know it's beautiful?
From the pictures I saw.
Okay. Have you been there?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I probably passed by there.
Maybe.
But I haven't been there.
So what you're talking about is the FBI served a warrant on President Donald Trump's residence in Mar-a-Lago, Florida. Is that what you're getting at?
That's what I'm getting at.
Okay. And
that's the hottest thing that just happened.
What's so hot about that?
Because it's the first time that the FBI has ever subpoenaed and knocked on, or as he call it, raided his home.
Why they bothering 45?
I guess he got some stuff that they want to know.
What stuff does 45 have?
Well, he had some classified documents that he took from the White House.
Well, hold on. That allegedly.
No, he did take it.
How you know he took it?
Because he said he took it. He took it. He took boxes of information, and he took them at his home. They're like, wait a second. They scratching their head like, I don't think you're supposed to take no classified documents.
Didn't he return it to the National Archives?
No.
Yeah, he did.
Why are they down there looking?
Because they think he has some more stuff.
He did.
They believe he has some more stuff.
Right.
But in our society, we're innocent until proven otherwise.
Of course.
So do you think they should have? Well, see, you're biased.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I'm Daniel. I'm not biased. I'm a Smith. I'm not biased. My wife used to be a bias before she married me.
So you got some bias up in you then. So you're biased.
No, I'm listening. I'm observing.
On the real though, regardless of what, if you're red or blue or whatever, wherever you lean, it's historic.
It is.
Why
is it historic to you?
Because not in my day have I ever seen the FBI raid a former president's, execute a search warrant.
Yes.
On the former president's abode.
A nice abode.
Yeah.
But they let the FBI, the CIA protects him, and they were there.
No, the Secret Service.
CIA.
No, the Secret Service.
Okay. All right,
so what you're saying is the FBI calls his Secret Service and, hey, listen, we got this warrant. We coming down there.
Hey, Joe, what you doing today? Oh, we just hanging out around Mar-a-Lago in the golf course. Well, we're gonna be down your way, so is it okay we knock on the door and come in? Oh, of course. We ain't got nothing. Come on in.
Well, even if they didn't think it was okay, it was gonna be okay because they got a search warrant.
They said, oh, you got some paper? Yeah, we gonna show you this paper. Okay, just make sure you have some tea and coffee. Yeah, oh, not a problem. We'll be by the pool. So come on in.
We'll be by the pool.
They came on in, so it wasn't no raid. It wasn't like they had helicopters and the SWAT team coming in and they got the big old door knocking it down. But it wasn't like that.
There are allegations that there was a safe that he had and they busted through the safe and stuff.
They broke my safe.
Yeah. So interesting. But listen.
Yes.
He's been like the Teflon Don.
That's right. That's what they can call him.
No matter how many times he was impeached, he was never convicted in the Senate. Mm-hmm. January 6th, they talk about this, they talk about that. They talk. Remember, there was a big deal about his tax returns.
Yeah,
that flew the coop. Haven't heard anything about the tax returns
because a lot of stuff is still under investigation.
Man, they've been investigating this man for years. So let's see. A lot of people are hoping that they find something and indict him or whatever.
Well, I'm not saying I'm hoping that because in spite of everything, people did elect him. In spite of everything, he was elected president. We may not have thought he was the best president, but he was president.
Some people
and it wouldn't look good historically if they found something, And just like it didn't look good when they raided the Capitol, it didn't look good. Optics are very bad.
Mm-hmm. But we live in a very polarized society. Mm-hmm. Right. So some people are going to look at this and it's like, oh, my goodness, this is how they're going to do that to the former president. This is the worst thing. Mm-hmm. Other people are going to be like, lock him up. Lock him up.
Like they were saying with Hillary. Huh?
Right.
Lock her up.
Lock her up.
What do you well, maybe we'll go back to there. But what do you think about Nancy Pelosi's trip to Taiwan?
I have no thoughts of her trip to Taiwan.
I do.
Okay, tell us your thoughts.
Well, it was like Biden was gently telling her
not to go.
Maybe it's not a good time.
Well,
it's just not a good time. We got a lot of stuff happening with Ukraine and all that, and we, so it's like maybe you shouldn't try to stir the pot because we already got too much in the pot.
Talking about Nancy, they just referred to her I guess I can't call it Build Back Better because it's half of. Or a quarter of Build Back Better. The Democrats passed this, what they call the inflation bill.
Yes. That just passed.
Yes. To deal with climate change. Mm-hmm. They extended the subsidies for Obamacare.
They passed a lot of, Biden's been doing a lot of great things. Let's get back to Taiwan. You changed something.
I don't want to talk about Taiwan.
Doesn't matter.
I got clothes from Taiwan, some electronics from Taiwan. That's
the semiconductors. They're going to build them here now because most of the semiconductors were being built
in Taiwan. So the people in Taiwan don't need jobs. Listen, the job rate down in America is like almost at 3% now. Mm-hmm. So everybody that wants a job
can get a job.
What about the Taiwanese? Do they have jobs?
I think so.
Well, after we take the semiconductors away from them.
They got other industries. That's not the only industry. So here's the gist that Nancy Pelosi was saying. Mm-hmm. China did not make any headways when all these other male leaders from Congress came to visit. They didn't say anything.
So it's a gender equality issue.
That's what she was saying. But she said so. But when I come in,
they want to make a noise.
They send out the ships. They send out the planes. They circle the island. Oh. So she was saying, it's probably because
she's a woman
who's defying another man. So do you think people in general have double standards when it comes to male leaders and female
Of course
leaders?
They do. And I think we often have implicit bias when it comes to gender equality.
What's implicit bias?
It's that bias that is deep within us that we don't, cognizantly recognize, but it's there.
You're using these nice terms. Cognizy.
Yeah.
What's cognizy? That means your
Cognizant.
mind,
You know, you're
conscious of.
Exactly.
Exactly. Okay. Now, so you're saying that you have these biases.
No, I never
Yes,
said
you did. You
that.
said
That
we.
wasn't your question. That wasn't your question. The question is, do you think people have biases?
Aren't you a person?
I am a person.
You're,
but I'm not
you're
people. I'm just one person. You know.
It's funny to me.
I'm glad you think it's funny. Trying to get me caught out there. Don't let me throw you under the bus.
No, you do it all the time anyway.
Let me throw you under your implicit biases. Right.
But it did seem, and I never thought about it until she said it. They never did.
Because that's your implicit bias. You never thought about it until she said it. That's your bias kicking in. And she revealed it to you.
So at first I was like, oh, maybe she shouldn't go. The timing isn't right.
Yeah.
But then when she said that, I was like, well, she got a point.
She got a point.
I
just don't know who else went to Taiwan. You got to tell me who else.
It was a bunch of people that went to Taiwan. But yeah, I'll give you the list of other congressmen and senators. They went there and nobody said nothing.
Nobody had nothing to say. Poor little, Nancy goes over.
Yeah.
And it's a big to-do.
They strike up the band. So that was interesting to me. So yeah, there's so much happening. The police officers got life, the father and son.
Which ones?
The ones who was Arbery.
Oh, because remember, I've been in
Jamaica,
another country for the last 2 weeks.
Yep, they got life, and they apologized to the parents, the mother.
Yeah,
and it's just sad all around.
You think justice was served with the life?
Well, yeah.
I think that the woke movement and the Black Lives Matters movement, I think it's making people cognizant. Remember we were talking about implicit bias?
Right.
I think it's making them, they're rethinking, even from a maybe a judicial standpoint. Okay, I've got these individuals here who, murdered somebody. What is an appropriate sentence here? Knowing that if I don't give an appropriate sentence, what may be the popular and political backlash for those decisions. So
when you said the woke,
and some people have a problem with that too.
Yeah, what the heck is it's like it when I heard it when it was used before, it's like, okay, stay woke, or that means all right, I'm awake, stay current of what's happening. Why and how was that term turned into a negative to a lot of Republican candidates and Republican people, and just it even got into the school system, on the school boards, saying, oh, we shouldn't teach or have our kids read these books because it's teaching critical race theory and wokeism.
Yes.
Like wokeism.
Being woke is a good thing. That's right.
Yeah.
And that's an excellent question. Some of the individuals that I talk to from a different political persuasion see woke as
now it's turned into a negative.
Right. They see it as a political agenda from the left.
Okay.
That's what they look at it as. And so it goes against some of the conservative ideologies. They look at, okay, well, wokeism is now I think what the Democrats are trying to use to have political persuasion or to push their agenda. And the Republicans are like, no, we have a different agenda. Let's shut down the wokeism.
Yeah, and it's like when those terms are thrown, it's so crafty is that people just get into a certain mindset immediately when they hear that, and they just shut down, so they don't even want to hear about anything you want to say about, well, it's good to teach culture, it's good to teach history, true history. No, that's wokeism. You trying to no. It's like,
but it's interesting. It's interesting, especially during this political season. We've got
it's coming up.
We've got the primaries coming up August 23rd. Go out and vote there. Vote your conscience, as we say. And so when you look at the different political campaigns, I feel like everybody's trying to be either far right or far left. I was coming out my driveway today, and there was a guy who was in his campaign. He had a picture with him and Donald Trump. Right? I'm like, okay, that's interesting. So to many people, that's like, oh, that's a turnoff. Oh, you're with Trump, so I'm definitely not voting for you. But we're in primary season, so the mindset now is the farther you are to the right, the more votes you're going to get, or the farther you are to the left, the more votes you're going to get during this primary season.
And it's sad because that type of ideology and political mindsets have kind of it made a difference just in several primaries of lately in Michigan and Nevada. There was a prominent family in Michigan named Meyer. He was just a straight up conservative Republican, but he wasn't to the far right. And there was a black candidate that was supported by Trump in his party who won, and he didn't even really have a name. And Myers, I'm originally from Michigan. There's like Meyer stores all throughout that area. It's like Myers is like a Walmart, super Walmart, and they're huge.
Myers?
Yep.
So they don't have Walmarts up there?
Yeah, they got them too. But I'm just saying, in comparison, Myers was there before Walmart came there. And it was these huge stores, and they had everything. So everybody went to Myers. And he was like one of the grandsons, conservative. But he was, he stuck to his guns, and, people liked him. But they chose and he was one of the only ones who voted to impeach Trump.
Yeah.
So it's like they use that as a litmus test to see how far,
to see if they're going to support him.
Exactly. And this unknown black Republican that ran against him won.
What you mean you'll say black? Like you didn't want to say it before?
No, I'm just saying, description matters.
Right.
And he won. And I'm like, and he was an unknown, but because of his stance.
Because he supported Trump. He won.
And so, but here's the other caveat, the very interesting caveat. The Democratic strategists funded his campaign.
Funded whose campaign?
The one who won against
the black guy.
Yes, I need to get his name.
You need to get his name, and so we can just start referring to him as the black
the
Republican.
Black Republican,
right? But in light of that, a group of Republicans and Democrats formed a new political party to appeal to moderates. Did you hear about that?
No.
You didn't hear about that? Yes. So political extremism is ripping our nation apart, and the two major parties have failed to remedy the crisis. David Jolly, Christine Todd Whitman, and Andrew Yang wrote in a Washington Post op-ed. So, they're starting a new political party to try to get away from the extremism. What do you think about that?
I think that's awesome.
Are you going to vote for him?
Yes, his name was John Gibbs.
No, yes, you're going to vote for him, or yes, his name is John Gibbs?
The guy who ran against Meyer was John Gibbs.
Yeah, but what about the new political party? Are you going to vote for them?
It depends on what they
stand for.
Exactly. You just don't vote just because of who they are. Although that's a lot of people are doing that these days. They vote straight party ticket one way or the other.
Right.
And I think we need to know who we're voting for, know their background, know what they stand on before you just commit your vote, because our people died for the right to vote. So it's a very sacred thing to do. Vote.
Voting is sacred.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And
talking about sacred.
Well, before we get to sacred.
Oh, you got something else?
Got something else. Really good.
What you got for us now?
Okay. You got little kids, right?
No, my kids aren't little no more.
Your youngest is still little.
Don't tell him that.
Right. He like to hang with the big.
Oh, that's the other thing. My son celebrated his 8th birthday on Sunday.
Oh, yes.
And
Happy
my
birthday,
daughter
Caleb.
celebrates her 12th birthday on August the 11th, which is Thursday.
Yes, it's coming up.
My goodness.
They growing up fast and furious.
So, but I digress. Go ahead. Go to your point.
So you've been to the city of brotherly love.
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia.
Oh, man.
You know they have this amusement park there called Sesame Place.
You talking about that again?
We didn't talk about it before. We did. When did we talk about this? Never talked about this on this show.
This is old news.
No, it's on. No, it's new. There's something else that happened at Chuck E. Cheese.
We'll talk about Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, but I'm just building up to it.
Oh my goodness.
Why you don't like this? Don't you? Okay, what if you're a little Caleb?
Yes.
My godson.
Yes, your godson.
If he was there.
At Sesame Place.
At Sesame Place. His favorite superhero. Let's see. What is his favorite? Star Wars is one.
Oh, he loves Star Wars.
So if Darth
what
Vader,
did you get your...
wait a second.
Okay.
If Darth Vader came, giving high fives to all the kids in the crowd and all that, and Luke Skywalker with the mask gave all the high fives and give him a hug, and he saw Caleb, and he just ignored Caleb. And Caleb was like, hey, jumping up and down, waving in his face and everything.
Waving his face?
Yeah, just trying to get his attention.
Waving his hands?
Yeah, waving his hands.
Okay.
And he just ignored him. How would you feel about that? And what would you say to him when he's looking so disappointed and comes back to you? Say, Dad, he shook everybody else's hand that didn't look like me. Why?
All right. So listen, we talked about this on the Quad Squad before I went to Jamaica, and now you want to bring it back. You want to get my opinion again
because it happened at Chuck E. Cheese.
So now that means
Chuck E. Cheese.
That makes it even more relevant.
Yes,
because I have taken my kids to Chuck E. Cheese.
I've been to Chuck E. Cheese myself with a bunch of kids.
There's a Chuck E. Cheese about 5 minutes away from our house,
and that big rat came out.
The big rat came out.
Shaking everybody's hand. And so what I saw, I forget where that was. The little girl was just jumping up and down so happy. And old Chucky just ignored her.
But see, here's the thing. And Glenn,
Glenn, tell me
if you disagree. When people of color, we our antennas are out all the time.
Anyway.
You know, when any kind of Muppet, puppet, or whatever thing is going down, are they going to talk to the black people? Are they going to wave and shake that? So we're already looking.
Right.
You know, we're already, our intent. Every black person at the event is paying attention to that.
Right.
So if they don't shake their hands, we are. I knew it. Right.
No, it's a wonder that what character was that at Sesame Place?
Oh, that
was a very well liked one.
Yes,
I can think of the character.
Rosita.
Yeah,
Rosita. It's a wonder that Rosita didn't get beat down.
I know.
In the city of brotherly love.
Right.
Man,
but
it's egregious.
It is.
But Dan, Glenn, you'll agree with me. When these characters come out, aren't you automatically paying attention?
Yeah, absolutely. Our kids are different from us.
Exactly.
We didn't really gravitate towards the characters like that.
No, we were
These
like
things come up with these
scared of
huge heads and what is going on?
Right.
But the little ones now,
Yes.
they love them.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah. So we paying to say, let me see if he's gonna shake the black person's hand.
Right.
As soon as he does, I knew it. I gotcha. You know how the people used to say you to play the Republicans are, oh, you want to play the gotcha test?
Yeah,
got the
I
gotcha
gotcha
question.
yeah,
That's what it is when
shock value.
Right. So I'm surprised they need to. When I say we need to know that people of a different persuasion need to know. That's what we're paying
Our
attention.
antennas are up.
So you need to be extra intentional. You need to. If that black person is 5 miles, you need to go 5 miles down and shake their hand because we are paying attention.
A little shout out to Disney because they had a parade.
Disney know they be training them.
And Woody, the character from the Toy Story,
right?
He said, the little black kid was out there was like, hey, Woody. He pulled her over and said, hey. You need to go check her. Give her. Boy, that little girl went over there, that Woody's sidekick. gave her the biggest hug and
Exactly.
held on.
And the thing about it,
She said, "We ain't getting sued today."
and it's not even. You get so much extra credit, right?
Yes.
When they do that, then we as a community are like, oh, look at that, man. All of the characters, they was making sure they hugged my black child and they shook his hand. Man, they're the best. I'm gonna go back there and there'll be blogs about, they're very, black and brown friendly, because we are paying attention to that. That's talking about culture and traditions. We pay attention to that
because we've been ignored
for a long time.
time.
Growing up, like 7, 6, 6, our parents like, oh man, I hope they shake their hand. I really hope that Sesame Street or that whatever display shakes my child's hands. And because there were no videos at that time for our parents to record it.
So it was like,
You're like,
it is what it was.
It is like, it's okay, baby. It's okay.
Right.
I love you.
Let's go get you some candy.
I
cotton
love
candy.
you. You go home with your little Muppet toy. I don't even like you anymore. You didn't even come and hug me. That's how it was. Am I telling the truth? That's how we grew up.
End up beating it up.
But if he did, just wave at us.
Exactly.
Oh, he waved at me.
Right. So it was sad to see the expression on those little black girl faces when Rosita really ignored them.
Right.
They were just heartbroken.
Yeah, you can't do that because I don't know what the person's motive was that was in the Muppet or whatever. They probably like, I'm just so busy, and we go, no, you can't do that with us. We paid attention.
They just ignored them kids. You saw it. They shook and high five all the white kids, and the little kids, they said, She even shaked her head. Rosita was like, It ain't happening today.
But maybe it was a different reason other than the fact that they were black. Maybe it was something else.
Shit, Sean, seriously?
I don't know.
Come on now.
I look terrible.
They did look terrible.
Because it tied into our thoughts, generally speaking.
Implicit bias.
Right. And let's tie this back to political party. When you out there shaking people's hand and kissing babies, you better make sure you kiss your black baby and shake that black baby hand.
That's right.
Because people are paying attention.
Hey, even Trump know that. He got people in his crowd. What he have in the background?
Blacks for Trump. But is he kissing the babies and shaking their hands?
I saw him shake some hands.
There you go.
I
remember one time, I won't even say the name, some presidents. Oh, we got a call. Hold on. Before we take it, we had some presidents that went to Haiti, and they were shaking the people's hand, and then one of the presidents wiped his hand off. You remember seeing that?
I saw it.
We won't say who the president is. Who we got on the phone with us? Call us, state your name.
Hey, how we doing up in there today?
Man, we doing good. Good to hear you. How you doing this week, man? I missed you. I was, going to a funeral and stuff. How you doing?
Yeah, man. And condolences to you, man, and all that good stuff.
I appreciate your prayers. What you got for us today?
Since we clowning a little bit today, when it comes to the stigma, that's them baby kids.
Right. You better go good for it.
You can't come around baby kid like that. You're going to get clipped. You might get your foot cut off like they did on a duck. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get jacked and all like that. So that's the stigma that we got. You know what I'm saying? So, hey.
He brings up.
Y'all loving blessings, enjoying the show.
Thanks, Dad.
Hey, he brings out a good point.
They might, maybe they had some traumatic experience.
Exactly. So listen, even black folk don't like to play with baby's kids. Right? And so if Rosita, we can't fault Rosita if she didn't want to play with baby. Where do we? That's from our generation, baby kids. Where we get that terminology from? What was the show?
That was Robert Harris, comedian. He thought of that whole concept
of baby kids.
Baby kids.
Yeah. These millennials, they don't know about baby kids. Look it up. Google it.
Watch the video. Google it.
Google it.
He even has a cartoon called Baby's Kids.
Baby's Kids. But we gotta get serious over here, like you said, laughing.
Are we laughing about Rosita or Baby Kids?
Neither one of them. We gonna pray for them. But
you said something about the spiritual side. You were talking about on the spiritual side.
Yeah, I forgot now. But here. Okay, let's talk about this. Here's a good explanation. So, reminds me of the crowds flocking to Jesus.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And then there was this woman from, I think she was from Samaria, and her daughter was having problems.
Okay.
Her daughter was demon possessed, and then she was crying out to Jesus like, "Oh, Jesus, help my daughter!" And at first, Jesus was ignoring her, like Rosita was ignoring them two kids. And so the disciples, when they said, like, "That's right, we gotta ignore this person. We don't hang out with them people at all anyway." Right? But God was like, "Hey, listen. After ignoring her for a while, he's like, "Listen, I didn't come but for the lost sheep of Israel, right? Should I give, the master's food to the dogs?" And she was like, "But even dogs eat crumbs from the master's table." And the point of that story, is, listen, God came for everybody, and God did not play favorites.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
So when they had the video, when they had the little camera watching Jesus, and at first it seemed like he was ignoring her, but he wasn't, especially when he said to her, "Listen, I'm going to heal your child." The message for us is the same way. We cannot, a lot of times we marginalize.
I like that word.
We marginalize people, and oftentimes we feel marginalized.
What about the new immigrants that's coming over here now, that's having a hard time because they're not described as true Americans? Immigrants. I'm thinking about the ones from Pakistan, Afghanistan, the ones who had to leave. They've been targeted for crimes. The Asians who've been targeted. Even the Latinos that's here, being discriminated against. There's no one that's marginal. Even the Haitians.
Right. Right.
Marginalization is not of God.
But we've got to take ownership of
our actions,
our implicit.
So what do you mean by that? That we have to take responsibility for that?
Because sometimes we can think of our minds. So let's say you go to any place, right, and they're just speaking not English. Let's say they're just talking in Creole. You're like, "Oh, right? And why can't anybody speak English?" Or I go down to Miami and I hear a lot of people speaking Spanish. I'm like, "Oh, why is everybody speaking Spanish?" And so we have these implicit, issues or thoughts, right? When we're outside of our culture, when we're outside of our norm.
So how should we conduct ourselves, and how should we think?
Well, first we got to recognize, like,
in a
why
Christian way,
right? Why am I getting upset? And I've heard people say it, like, "Oh, you've seen those videos. Oh, speak English. You're in America." Those type of comments. So we got to recognize, like, oh, I'm feeling a certain way. Why am I feeling a certain way? Oh, there's nothing wrong with what they're doing. There's nothing wrong with people speaking their native language or enjoying their native culture. Why do I have an issue with that? Right? So let me see if I can appreciate this. Let me see that if there's something beautiful about this culture that I would enjoy, right? It's the same thing that we talked about at the beginning of the show when I talked about the culture of funerals and the different activities and different gatherings that we have. And every culture has their unique flavor, and that's what it is. We when you go to a restaurant and they say, "Hey, what soda do you want?" "Oh, tell us the flavors you've got." We don't get upset because they've got several different flavors. No, we get upset when they don't have all. Let's say, "Oh, we've only got one flavor." What? You've only got one flavor? What kind of restaurant is this? You've only got one flavor. And that's what God was saying. Listen, I'm going to give you several flavors, right, for you to participate in, for you to taste. Taste and see. And in Revelation, he says, John looked out and he saw every nation, every tribe, every kindred, every tongue, every people. Varieties that we have, right? What's that ice cream shop?
31 flavors.
There you go.
Baskin Robbins.
There you go.
They're gonna be a sponsor now.
So in so many other areas, different flavors are celebrated and recognized, right?
And we need to celebrate
and
recognize that. And even in the political world, about the new group that you were talking about, not just seeing the difference because you are far right, you know, or you are far left. You need to learn how to get along and even appreciate some of the things. You're not going to agree. It's one thing to agree. I'm not like, hey, I don't agree with everything you say.
Right.
But we're friends.
Exactly. We disagree most of the time.
Yeah. But we find commonality on other things.
It's like if you're talking about 31 different flavors, it's like going to that ice cream shop protesting. I'm protesting vanilla. You ain't gotta eat vanilla. That's why we got 30 different other flavors. Don't get upset because we're serving vanilla. There's some people that like vanilla.
Right.
Why are you going to waste your time being upset that we've got vanilla here, right? Why are you going to be upset saying we got strawberry here, right? So you don't have to eat.
Exactly. You don't have to eat. Right.
You can.
Don't
you
get mad.
Right. And I think that's a lot to, I can't stand to hear that language, or I can't stand to see that culture. Well, you don't have to participate in it. You know, there's a lot of people that do.
That's right.
But you should be happy that there is such a, and that's the thing about America. America is such a diverse
melting pot.
No, not a melting pot. Get it right. It's a salad bowl.
Right.
Because we don't want to melt. Listen, it's like going to, use my example again, going back to the ice cream shop. Or you don't want to.
Or better yet, because I guess it's lunchtime. Here it is. A Golden Corral.
Yeah, my wife don't like golden.
The variety, though.
Yes,
we're
there's
talking
variety.
Yeah. It's a lot of variety.
But you don't want everything. You know, when you go to the ice cream, you don't want it all melted into one. You don't want the strawberry, vanilla, chocolate all melted. Oh, here it comes. Like, no, that's nasty. You know, you may want your distinct flavor,
yes,
right? And that's what America offers. It offers you distinct flavors.
Yeah, I think sometimes we get in trouble when we think that our flavor is better than the next.
Oh,
flavor.
for sure.
That's what it is. You know, waving their flag. You know,
well, we can wave our flag.
Yeah, you can be proud, but don't say it's better than.
Well, it's better to me.
Yes,
you know,
better to
me. Like jerk chicken and curry goat and Atkins sawfish.
Yeah, Manish water.
That's better to who? To me.
To you.
You ain't gotta like it. You can.
I ain't eating no go head.
You don't have to eat no. You can go on with your pizza, with your hot dog and French fries and your hamburger.
All right, there's a whole lot more than that.
Collard greens, cornbread. I eat that too.
Yeah,
I eat that.
Right.
Mac and cheese.
Yeah, I eat some curry chicken.
Yeah, you will.
And some jerky.
It's like you go to the buffet.
Exactly.
Get what you and the ones that you don't want,
leave it alone. Keep stepping.
Yeah, because I'm not a big pork eater, but you don't see me going to Golden Corral protesting against the pork.
Right. You're not a big pork eater.
Right. Not a big one.
A little pork. You know, this show has been brought to you by the law office of Sean R.H. Smith, where a will is not a way to avoid probate, but you educate
to avoid
probate.
Give us a call at 321-295-7801, 321-295-7801.
Do we have any seminars coming up? Because, you know, we've been getting a lot of inquiries on wills, probates, even Medicaid planning. Seems like we're getting into that season again because the calls are starting to increase. People want to get their estate planning together, which is a good thing.
It's a great thing.
It's a good thing. So if you mention this show, Community Matters, you can get a call. You'll get you a free 30-minute consultation with Attorney Smith on a will or probate, your estate planning,
or guardianship.
And guardianship. Yeah. What is guardianship in our last minutes?
I do not have a minute to talk about.
Look, you got a nice little catchy phrase for will to avoid probate.
So you think that's just something
for
catchy for guardianship? Guardianship is a court process whereby you have an individual or a loved one that's incapacitated, and you need to access their bank account or need to do things on behalf, like place them in a nursing home. And so you need the legal authority to do this because you don't have a durable power of attorney at hand. So you would go through a process called guardianship. And during the guardianship process, you'll file a petition with the court, and then the court will then have 3 people go and evaluate this loved one to determine whether or not they are.
Who are the 3 people that usually
professionals, healthcare professionals, could be doctors or nurses, that will go out and evaluate the loved ones to determine whether or not they're incapacitated. They'll write a report and file that report with the court. And the court, based upon that report, based upon that report and arguments from counsel, will make a determination of whether this individual is incapacitated. If the court finds this individual to be incapacitated, then they will appoint a guardian.
Okay. Well, our next program, we're going to talk about that more because there was issues with some guardians back in that area. So we need to tell our listeners how to avoid certain traps of guardians and what to look for to find a good guardian.
Yeah, and if you want to watch our seminar, we have free on-demand seminars at our website, www.seanrhsmithlaw.net. That's www.seanrhsmithlaw.net. You can watch a free on-demand seminar at your convenience.
And what's the telephone number again?
321
free consultation.
295-7801. 321-295-7801.
It's been a great show. Welcome back. Glad you're back. Don't go away again so long. But we did have fun when you were gone.
When the cat's away, the mice will
party.
So we'll see everyone again next week, same time, Tuesday, 12 o'clock, your lunch hour on WOKB 1680, your urban empowerment and inspiration station. Don't forget, August 27th and 28th, popcorn and jokes.
Clean.
Very clean jokes at the Fashion Square Mall, the premier 14 cinemas.
Yes, and check it out, popcornandjokes.com. Popcornandjokes.com.
And the Quad Squad channel will be live this Saturday morning at 9 o'clock on the Quad Squad channel.
See you next time.
Peace.